What's going on, guys? It's Thursday, and I'm here to help you win another Forza trial. And I can't believe it, we have another new one. They finally get it through their heads that we don't want recycled shit for the rest of the game's life cycle. So hopefully this continues until 5 comes out. If you guys missed it, the trailer and the reveal for Forza Horizon 5 was at E3 this last week, and it looked fantastic. So, we have that to look forward to, but in the meantime, I'm going to keep making these Horizon 4 trial videos, probably until that game comes out. So we'll see how long I stick with it. Hopefully I'm going to stick with it until the new game comes out. But, on to the subject at hand here. This week we have American CAR-TOGRAPHER. It is a cross-country event for A800 tuned American vehicles. And the car I decided to go with is all reliable, one of my go-to vehicles for trials. If it's eligible, I use it. The 2014 Ford Ranger T6 Rally Raid. I'll show my tuning setup on the screen right now along with the share code. It is called A-Class Ultimate. Now, a lot of people are using a plethora of different cars. Like, I've seen people using like stock Corvettes, which is just mind-boggling to me. People trying to tune like Mustangs. I've seen people use Lexus RCFs. I've seen everything. Surprisingly enough, not many people are using actual off-road vehicles. That doesn't make sense to me. For a cross-country event, I think it's kind of a no-brainer to pick either something from the off-road or the extreme off-road category, like I did with this Ranger being from the extreme off-road category. I think it's just kind of silly to try to tune like a sports car for a cross-country event if you can use an off-road vehicle, but that's just my opinion. Other people might disagree with me. If something else works for you, then it works for you. But for me, the only car I really thought about using was this Ranger T6. It's one of my favorites. And races 1 and 3, this thing is amazing. If you can get past the hellacious starts I had in pretty much race 1 and 2, race 3 wasn't that bad of a start. Race 1, you get the teammate that I guess didn't know I was there, so he was like driving me into a wall. Then race 2, all hell broke loose and everybody slammed into a wall. It's nuts. If you get clean starts or get past the chaos, races 1 and 3, this thing is very easy to drive. Super nice. Race 2, you kind of have to finesse it around the course for being a circuit race. This thing doesn't corner too well on pavement, and there are a couple pavement turns, so you kind of have to finesse it a little bit. You'll see in lap 3 of race 2, I actually put down a pretty good lap. The first 2, I was kind of feeling it out. You gotta try to figure out when you want to use the e-brake, when you want to use the regular brake. I will say on the very last turn, I start to use the regular brake and crank the wheel to the left, just try to get it to rotate a little bit, and then I slightly use the e-brake, because if you e-brake around that last turn before you go to the finish line, you will lose all your momentum, and it's not good. I don't know, it's kind of like you're almost stalling the truck, if that makes any sense, but I don't recommend doing that. But there are a couple turns, like really long sweeping turns where you want to use the e-brake. You'll have to kind of watch my footage to try to see where I'm using the brake when I'm using the e-brake. But in races 1 and 3, it's a lot more simple, a lot easier to kind of figure out what you need to do. You're going to have good times in those 2 races. Race 2, once you get the hang of it, it's going to be fine. I'm trying to think of other vehicles. There are a lot of vehicles you could choose. Like, for me, if I didn't want to use the Ranger T6, if I wanted to challenge myself and use something else, I know I have tunes for, let's see here, I'm going through my American cars here in my garage. Let's see. I'm trying to think what the years on some of these are. The 2019 Ford Ranger Raptor, there's a good tune I have downloaded for that. It's a viable option. Any of the regular Ford Raptors are good choices. The Jeep Cherokee SRT is another one I recommend. I've used that vehicle. I have tunes for it. I've used in different trial videos. You could find those or use my gamer tag. Like, I have good tunes for that. It'd be a decent choice. The Cherokee Trackhawk, so it would probably be a decent option with a good tune on it. The Halo Warthog handles really well. It's a good cross-country vehicle. I definitely put that up there in the top 5 or so. Either the Ford Broncos. I don't really think the Barrett-Jackson Ford Bronco is that great, but like the regular 75 Bronco's good. I have a tune for that, I think. I mean, I borrowed somebody's actually. And the Hoonigan Bronco is also another good option if you have that. I have a tune for that as well. I mean, it's going to be whatever you want. I definitely recommend just using something, an off-road vehicle of some sort. I mean, even like a Polaris Razor might be a decent choice for this, or a Can-Am Maverick, something like that. I just recommend something from the off-road or extreme off-road category. I just think it's kind of silly that people are using like Mustangs, Corvettes, and stuff like that. I mean, we've seen in the past, like for, I know, modern muscle events, we've had cross-country tied in with that, and you could put rally springs on it and jack up the ride height and put rally tires on and stuff, and it'll work. I just think going the off-road vehicle route is definitely a better thing to do. So like I said, I recommend my 2014 Ranger T6. Races 1 and 3 are simple. Races 2, once you get the hang of it, kind of know what kind of brake you need to use. It's going to be a breeze. There's a plethora of options to pick from. I just definitely recommend something from one of the off-road categories. If you win, you get one of the Hoonigan Focuses, which is always nice. I had it, but some of you who are relatively new to the game might not have it. So that's something cool to get as a prize. Yeah, it's not really anything else I can say about that. Hopefully you guys can get this done. If you need help throughout the week, definitely tomorrow, because I'm off work tomorrow. I'm on Central Time in the United States, obviously. But if anybody needs any help, feel free to send me a message on Xbox or friend request or something. I'll try to help you out if you need it. Because some people are going to pick stupid cars, and you might have troubles with your team not performing. But if you need any help, feel free to shoot me a message. I'm here to help throughout the week. Yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next week for a spring trial.